This is your Daily 5 for Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. For one of our commentary films, I have finally figured out what my name for this is going to be instead of communal films, which I have never liked. Commentary films. Lando and I, we rolled our random wheel, and it happened to land on a film from 1987 titled No Retreat, No Surrender 2. Also known as Karate Tiger 2, another film for us with an alternate title. We seem to be very good at getting those. And this is a movie that Len Kabaczynski and I are actually going to be covering on the Forgotten Movie Den pretty soon. The commentary will be out well into probably 2027 at this point, so you'll hear the commentary well after the fact. But Len and I will be talking about this movie. And of course, Lando and I will talk about it on Friday. And this is an odd movie for me to review because I don't think I ever actually saw this. If I did, I don't remember it, or I did not remember it watching it. But I have to review this sort of separate from my fandom for Cynthia Rothrock and, in some ways, for martial arts films. Because, and this is I've noticed this is a problem for me now, having watched so many really excellent martial arts films in general, and Cynthia Rothrock films specifically, is anytime I see either a waste of her specifically or good martial artists, it just grinds on me a bit because she and the other lead, who I cannot remember his first name, the last name is Avedon, he plays Scott Wilde, I believe, in the film. He is a 40-year-plus martial artist with every bit as much talent, clearly, as Rothrock has, and both of them do not get enough fighting. They really don't. I mean, Lando and I both, when we got to the end of the film, said, yeah, there should have been more fighting in this, because you can tell when people have the talent and when it's not utilized. If you are a fan of these films, you start to notice it. So in particular for me, like I said, anytime Rothrock isn't used properly, it bothers me. But also the Avedon individual is not used well either. And then there's a third character played by, I believe the actor's name is Max Thayer. And in the movie, the character's name is Mac. He clearly does not have that level of skill. And so they give him guns to fire and grenades to throw. And that's fine. That's okay. If somebody doesn't have the talent, you give them something else to do. And separate from my specific gripes with the martial arts stuff, the movie is a wonderfully entertaining B film. I really cannot criticize it. It's well-paced. There's a lot of good pyrotechnics and explosions. It's a lot of fun. It keeps moving. There's a fair amount of humor. It's got that B-movie magic from the late 80s. So for anybody who's not as into these specific things as I am, there's a lot to like here. It's easily recommended. Problem is, it's very hard to find a good copy of. I lucked out and found one over on Archive that has since vanished. So I really don't know if I just got there right in time or what, because I went to find the link just before recording this, and the good copy, there's still a bad copy there, but this good copy, which has to be a foreign Blu-ray or Laserdisc, at times the quality kind of shifts. And if you watch the commentary, you'll see this. So I imagine it might be a Blu-ray it's definitely from another country, you can tell, especially by the alternate title. That's usually a giveaway. And also the fact that the subtitles kind of come and go. So I believe that just based on some of the research I did a little bit, that this is probably a German Blu-ray that is not widely available. And so maybe that's why it disappeared off Archive. But if there is any way that you can find a good copy of it, because the bad copies are pretty bad, you should make the time to watch it, because it is a very fun mix of kind of the Rambo archetype, the classic Vietnam revenge film. There's a little bit of Big Trouble in Little China in there with a kidnapped fiance. It has all the fun elements. It's perfectly serviceable. It's got a brisk pace. It kind of flies by. And again, if you can get over the fact that they clearly do not do enough with these skilled martial artists that they had in their film, two of them, that they don't give them enough fighting to do. There is a lot of explosions. There's some aerial work. There's enough there that, again, if you're not as into the martial arts stuff as, say, I am, or Len Kabaczynski is, you will have a good time with it. Lando had a blast with it because, again, he's not as into this stuff as I am. So he had a much kind of overall better time. But separating my own particular interests in terms of Rothrock and martial arts stuff, it is a very fun film. So again, the biggest problem is finding a good copy of it that you can watch. But if you manage to do it, then I would say watch it if you're into this type of stuff. As a B-movie goes, it's a really, really fun time. And like I said, if you get the chance to watch it, you should. Later.